Why even people who love each other misunderstand one another. One of the biggest myths about relationships is the belief that love automatically eliminates misunderstandings. Many people assume that if two people truly love each other, they should always understand one another. They believe that genuine love means knowing what the other person is thinking, feeling, or needing without having to ask. When misunderstandings happen, they begin to question the relationship itself. They may wonder, if we really love each other, why do we keep misunderstanding one another? The truth is that love and understanding are not the same thing. Love is a deep feeling of care, affection, commitment, and concern for another person. Understanding, on the other hand, is a skill that develops through communication, patience, listening, observation, and experience. Two people can love each other deeply and still misunderstand each other because they are two different individuals with different minds, personalities, emotions, experiences, and ways of communicating. Think about it this way. Two people may speak the same language, yet they can still misunderstand each other. If that can happen in ordinary conversations, it is even more likely to happen in close relationships where emotions, expectations, and personal feelings are involved. The fact that misunderstandings occur does not mean that love is absent. It simply means that two unique individuals are trying to understand each other while bringing different life experiences into the relationship. Love does not make two people identical. When two people fall in love, they do not suddenly become the same person. They still have different personalities, different ways of thinking, different habits, different strengths, and different weaknesses. One person may enjoy talking through every problem immediately, while the other prefers to spend time thinking before speaking. One partner may openly express emotions, while the other struggles to put feelings into words. One may see a situation as a minor issue, while the other experiences it as something very important. Neither person is necessarily wrong. They are simply different. These differences often create misunderstandings because each person naturally expects the other to think and respond in the same way they would. For example, a wife may feel loved when her husband spends quality time talking with her every evening. Her husband, however, believes he is showing love by working extra hours to provide financial security for the family. Both are expressing love, but in different ways. If they never discuss these differences, each may begin believing that the other does not care enough. The wife may think, if he really loved me, he would spend more time with me. The husband may think, if she really appreciated my love, she would understand why I work so hard. Neither person is trying to hurt the other. Both are acting out of love, yet both feel misunderstood. Everyone sees life through personal experiences. Every person carries a unique life story. From childhood until adulthood, people develop beliefs, habits, fears, expectations, and communication styles based on what they have experienced. Someone who grew up in a peaceful home may expect calm conversations during disagreements. Another person who grew up in a home filled with shouting may believe raising one's voice is normal during conflict. Someone who experienced betrayal in a previous relationship may become anxious whenever their partner changes their routine unexpectedly. Another person who has never experienced betrayal may not understand why such situations create fear. These personal experiences shape how people interpret everyday events. Imagine a husband comes home later than usual without calling. To him, it was simply a busy day at work. To his wife, who was once hurt by dishonesty in a previous relationship, his lateness may immediately trigger worry and suspicion. The misunderstanding is not caused by the late arrival alone. It is influenced by past experiences that affect how the situation is interpreted. This is why understanding another person's background is so important. The more we understand someone's life experiences, the more patient and compassionate we become when misunderstandings arise. People express love in different ways. One of the greatest sources of misunderstanding is the assumption that everyone expresses love in the same manner. In reality, people have different ways of showing care and affection. Some express love through kind words. Others express love by spending quality time together. Some show love by helping with daily responsibilities. Others express it through thoughtful gifts or physical affection. Problems begin when people expect their partner to express love exactly the way they themselves do. Imagine a husband who spends every weekend repairing things around the house because he wants to make life easier for his wife. In his mind, every repair is an act of love. His wife, however, longs for meaningful conversations. She appreciates the repairs but wishes he would sit with her, listen to her, and ask about her day. He believes he is loving her well. She believes he is emotionally distant. Both love each other deeply, but their different expressions of love create misunderstanding. Healthy relationships grow stronger when both people learn not only how they naturally express love but also how their partner feels loved. Expectations are often left unspoken. Many misunderstandings happen because people expect their partners to know things they have never actually communicated. They assume their partner should automatically know what they need, what they are feeling, or what they expect. For example, a wife may expect her husband to remember an important anniversary without reminding him. The husband may honestly forget because he has been overwhelmed with work. She feels hurt because she believes he does not care. He feels confused because he never intended to disappoint her. The real problem is not always the forgotten date. The problem is that expectations remained unspoken. Love is not mind-reading. Even people who know each other well cannot read thoughts with perfect accuracy. Healthy relationships replace silent expectations with honest conversations. Emotions can change the meaning of a conversation. Emotions have a powerful influence on how people hear and understand one another. When people are calm, they usually interpret conversations more accurately. When they are tired, stressed, angry, anxious, or overwhelmed, they may misunderstand even simple statements. Imagine a wife gently asks her husband, "Can we talk about our budget?" If he has already had a stressful day worrying about finances, he may hear criticism instead of concern. He becomes defensive before she has even explained what she wanted to discuss. The misunderstanding did not begin with the words. It began with the emotional condition in which the words were received. This is why timing matters in relationships. Sometimes the same conversation produces completely different results depending on the emotional state of both people. Poor communication creates unnecessary confusion. Love alone cannot replace clear communication. Many couples assume the other person understands what they mean without taking time to explain themselves properly. Sometimes people speak indirectly because they fear conflict. Others give hints instead of expressing their real feelings. Some avoid difficult conversations completely. Unfortunately, unclear communication leaves room for misunderstanding. Imagine a husband says, "Do whatever you want." He intends to communicate frustration. His wife interprets it as permission. Later, he becomes upset because she made a decision he secretly hoped she would avoid. The misunderstanding happened because the real message was never communicated clearly. Honest communication removes confusion before it grows into conflict. Assumptions replace questions. When misunderstandings occur, many people assume they already know the reason behind another person's actions. Instead of asking questions, they create explanations in their own minds. A boyfriend notices his girlfriend has become unusually quiet. Instead of asking if something is bothering her, he concludes that she no longer loves him. In reality, she has been worrying about a sick family member and has struggled to focus on anything else. His assumption creates emotional distance that could have been avoided through one caring question. Questions build understanding. Assumptions build confusion. The healthiest relationships always choose curiosity over conclusion. No one is perfect. Even the most loving couples make mistakes. People sometimes forget important details. They choose the wrong words. They become impatient. They misunderstand situations. They react emotionally before thinking carefully. These mistakes do not mean the relationship lacks love. They simply remind us that every human being is imperfect. Strong relationships are not built by perfect people. They are built by imperfect people who are willing to admit mistakes, forgive each other, learn from misunderstandings, and continue growing together. Love grows stronger through understanding. Many people believe understanding comes before love. In reality, understanding often grows because of love. When two people genuinely care for one another, they become willing to listen more carefully, ask better questions, show greater patience, and make sincere efforts to understand each other's hearts. Every misunderstanding becomes an opportunity to learn something new about the other person. Instead of saying, "You never understand me," healthy couples begin asking, "Help me understand how you see this situation." That simple change transforms conflict into conversation. It replaces blame with curiosity. It replaces defensiveness with empathy. It replaces frustration with learning. Most importantly, it strengthens the relationship instead of weakening it. The strongest relationships are not those where misunderstandings never happen. They are the relationships where love is strong enough to encourage honest communication, patient listening, humble correction, sincere forgiveness, and a shared commitment to understanding one another better every single day. When both people choose understanding over assumptions and communication over silence, love becomes more than a feeling, it becomes a foundation that helps the relationship grow through every challenge it faces.